All right, everybody, welcome back to Moonhawk Studios Presents. It's season 19, episode 5, and I am your host, Mac Paladin. With me in the studio, as always, is my good friend Adam.
Hello.
Kevin's back with us.
Yep, finally not sick at all, and thank God for that.
Indeed. Pennyfan is also not ill and back on technicals.
I'm going to be taking y'all on a ride in my news section.
Yeah, he's not sick, but something else happened.
He's definitely sick of something.
Well, yes. We'll say that, yes.
Yes. And we have the Galax here.
I am indeed here.
Alright, well, we have entertaining inside the studio for you tonight, and there's a little bit of a story behind that, but before we get into that, Adam, give me your news.
Well, let's see. My news is there's a whole bunch of repair work done around here in the past couple of days. Had to get the electricity sorted out because half the place stopped receiving power while the other had it on. So the electricians had to scour for a good 3.5 hours to find the problem, which was a loose wire in an obscure part of the place.
Sounds about right.
And then the heating/AC unit was looked at yesterday, and it was determined that a new one was needed due to a lack of upkeep.
Oops.
Yeah, turns out because there wasn't a proper maintenance done, a substantial amount of mold was growing on it.
That sounds like my cousin and her HVAC unit and her old apartment in Mesa.
I thought you were talking like your cousin was growing mold on them. Like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, well, you know, considering all the health problems she had, it wouldn't be far from the truth.
So a new unit has been installed, which took all day to install. They said it was going to be 4 to 6 hours. More like 8.
Out.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But everything's working fine. Thankfully. And really, that's my news for the week. Kevin, how are you holding up now?
Well, I'm doing better, thankfully. I got a really bad flu. Thankfully, it was just the flu. It's a simple case of started with head, went to the nostrils, went down to the body, and now it's completely gone. It was not fun. Spending a couple days and having to call out sick for a day of work, but thankfully I was able to get one shift in, a short shift when I was still pretty ill, and get basically a Michael Jordan flu game like shift, and basically spend the next work day sick recovering, and then spend a good entire weekend because apparently I was allowed to take. I was not scheduled at all until the coming Tuesday, so thankfully I was able to rest and recover and whatnot. So there's that, and thankfully sickness is the only real, major news that I have in my. Oh, actually, news in my family. So that I want to say on air anyway. So with that being the case, Penny, the floor is yours.
Oh,
tell us the story, friend.
Let me spin your tail, lads.
He's a coming.
So
yeah,
the
tell
reason.
Tell us the story.
Well, first, let's go with the reason why I didn't have a show last week. I too
Right.
had the flu, and me and the restroom were very, very good friends.
Yeah, you had you. I think you had the norovirus actually.
Something like that. I was not going too far away from that restroom for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that
Groovy.
was
yeah.
yeah, it was not good.
From what I've Yeah, when I heard about it, I was worried that I would get it when I started getting sick, and thankfully it was just normal flu and not worse.
Yeah, my dad
'Cause I
was
know that other thing's
wondering.
going around.
My dad was wondering, what did you eat? It's like, you brought the flu home, because we all pretty much thought we had the flu. It was like, you brought the flu home from work, dumbass.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he works in healthcare, so
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hospital, the flu and norovirus is all over the place right now. So
yeah,
yeah.
so that was fun. 0 out of
Mm-hmm.
10.
Yeah.
And then I thought everything was going well because before I got sick, I got a new case for my computer and
Mm-hmm.
decided to just recase my computer, so I now have USB ports on the front again. And then overall, last week was doing pretty good till Saturday. I was involved in a motor vehicle accident.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of stuff I cannot go into on air because lawyers are getting
Yeah.
involved. But let's just say when I get the go ahead for that, that's going to be another fun tale. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh
The
boy.
boys know.
Boy, yeah, we know. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, is it a story?
something taking it to City Hall, and I wish I was joking.
Yep, it's a multiple layer story, it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, this is going to be, I guess the best I can say is no permanent injuries, but that's really all I can go into on that.
Yeah.
So we could be looking at car shopping for Mom because her vehicle was totaled. So we could be looking into getting into car shopping as soon as this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's all up to the insurance company.
Yeah.
So I get the fun time of looking for vehicles that will be accessible for my sister and I to get in and out of because we are both physically disabled.
Mm-hmm.
So
Fun.
That's definitely going to be one of those ongoing stories with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, not really a whole lot else has been going on because,
Yeah.
your first motor vehicle accident's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
As I mentioned in the pre-show, I got to watch I got to watch the cleanup efforts of a police cruiser slamming headlong into another truck.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Or truck.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's really all I can go into at the moment.
Mm.
So, Gullix.
All right.
I mean, I guess it's been 2 weeks, but not too much going on around here. We finally got some snow that's sticking, and it's very cold currently, but, that means it's not melting. And it gets very dark when there's no snow, so I'm not opposed to it as long as I don't have to be shoveling constantly. My parents are away again on account of visiting my sister and her baby, so taking care of the house by myself this week, or at least for the middle of it. Not really a whole lot else going on, I feel like. I've been playing Balatro a bit recently. I've gotten through through the base stake difficulty on all of the 5 basic color decks that unlock something just for beating anything on any difficulty with them, after being stuck on the black deck for a long time because the one less hand per round really sucks. But yeah, haven't tried any of the harder steaks yet, though. Yeah, that's about all I got going on, I think.
Well, as the Boston song goes, hold on, taking it day by day.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm bunkering down for the inevitable turning off of my electrical service. It's on right now, but I'm testing my rig in the kitchen here. I restored the Lenovo X220 tablet laptop. I've had this problem for the longest time that when I try to run Windows on this thing, after a certain Windows update, the Lenovo provided Wacom driver for the digitizer built into this machine, and you really do need to use the manufacturer recommended driver and not the official Wacom updated driver. It does not detect this quote unquote legacy device. It says, there is no compatible tablet found. No fucking fooling, Sherlock. But lo and behold, I put in the FCC codes for it and the hardware IDs and all that good stuff, and it presented me with the option of downloading a driver from Hewlett Packard. Now as I sniped in the pre-show, I am a veteran technician with 30 plus years of experience, so I know a thing or two. And so when presented with a comparable Hewlett Packard driver for my Lenovo device, I go ahead and snap that shit up. And lo and behold, the digitizer on this thing works in Windows for the first time in 4 years.
Huh.
Yeah, so Linux is no longer needed for the time being. I found a third-party patching site for the inevitable demise of Windows 10 because this machine will not go to Windows 11.
Yeah.
But yeah, the long former roommate saga plus my own financial woes as a result of being dragged down into the emotional abyss. I ran all last summer without paying the electric bill, and then went into the standard payment arrangement, which I've done before. Wasn't normally a huge deal, instead of $160 electric bill, it would be like $300 or something like that, and I can generally handle that. Well, the electric bills were coming in at $500, $549, and stuff like that, and I just couldn't. And the virtual checks kept bouncing, so they informed me that my shutoff date could be any time after the 16th of January. And I'm in total fuck TEP mode. Because, first of all, we all knew going into this administration that prices on literally everything were going to go up. But electric rates have already been astronomically high because they've been gouging us because everybody's trying to go off the grid. They're just like, you know what? We subsidize these cocksuckers with our taxes. Why the fuck should they be allowed to make these obscene profits off of electricity, which should be a public trust? It's absolutely absurd. All of the things that we do in this country to protect profits, and if people want to sit here and argue about the differences between political parties in this country, there is a very, very simple difference, and that is that the more liberal parties care about people, while the more conservative parties care only about profits and property. They don't give a shit about anything else.
Nope.
And that's it. That's the difference. You know, and while
Yep.
Democrats do, there are corporatist Democrats, blah blah blah, but generally
They're not the
speaking,
majority of the party.
right? But generally speaking, they give more of a shit about people than they do about kowtowing to corporate masters.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they still have to, they still have to play the game and grease the palms of the people who got them into office. That's the
Right.
decent thing to do, right?
Yeah.
But you can still do
Well,
that and have basic humanity. Apparently, the
yeah.
Republican Party in this country doesn't understand that.
No, they do. The Republican Party is not a serious governing party anymore. I mean, they might have used to back in another time in another decade, but ever since Barack Obama was elected, the Republican Party has ceased to be a serious governing party. Period. Like, that's just it. That's just the deal.
Yeah, I had a back and forth with some folks on Blue Sky, and it actually was civilized because we were all on the same page there. But we were having
Right.
a friendly, spirited debate about the
Right.
the pathogenesis, if you will, of modern conservatism. And I said, if you really want to get technical about it, you can listen to what Teddy Roosevelt said about President Taft and the Republicans of that time, and he said they switched gears away from progressivism and into corporatism, and he couldn't abide that, so he founded the Bull Moose Party.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, he didn't live much longer after that because he formed the party, lost his bid to be reelected as president, and then passed away in 1912. But yeah, Taft was really the beginning of the modern GOP, and I mean, just listen to FDR's speeches about the New Deal, and his commentaries on more conservative elements in this country, and then fast forward to Barry Goldwater, the senator for whom an entire wing of Sky Harbor International Airport in Phoenix is named after. The Mr. You're with us or you're against us. Which of course.
Although ironically enough, towards like the end of his life, he definitely mellowed out a bit, and then late in his life was like, first of all, he was like, don't use my name, don't put my name in your mouth. Y'all are going freaking crazy, and the moment those Christians get involved with politics, look out. So.
Which then fast forward to 1977, the year of my birth.
Yeah. But it's like, but yeah, basically, yeah, Goldwater is basically, this isn't the party of Goldwater anymore. Way off of that. Like, because even with like Goldwater conservatism, there was at least some level of seriousness. Now, it was minuscule, but it was still a case of, I want to govern, but I just don't want to do. I just want to do it in a whacked up way, but I still have some level of interest of governing. Now, no.
Until my laptop blue screened.
Where did I cut off at?
Yeah, so I was really getting on a roll there until my laptop blue screened mid sentence.
You got a BSOD, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well. Yeah, we were very much getting on a roll there.
All right, hang on a second. My laptop just rebooted.
Everybody else is here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure of that because the entire feed went dead for a minute. So I thought, wait, what just happened? And then you came up, and I was like mid sentence, and it's like, oh no.
I mean, are we still broadcasting?
Yeah,
well, Petty Fan's in control of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
the stream's still running. I got the stream here. It's still running.
This is one instance where I can't say, "Damn it, Petty, it's your fault."
It's not. It's not. We're still running. We're still running. We're still running
All
right
right.
now.
Hang on a second here. All right. So, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can
we
hear you.
can.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So there are some minor issues with.
Yeah.
There are some minor issues with my current setup. That was exciting. This laptop does get very, very hot. I need to get the cooler that I have underneath it. I need to get a mini USB cable for it. Anyway, we're going to dismiss the politics tangent for a second there, and
Yeah. Move on. Yep, that's fine.
other things. But yeah, I'm so anyway. Fuck TEP. I'm trying to go solar as much as possible.
Yeah.
We have one electronics supply store here in Tucson that is seriously championing the solar cause, and they sell used and refurbished solar panels. And now we're talking the larger style household panels. I can get a 355 watt panel for only $200, which is quite a bit less than having a solar company come out and install a household solar system for $10,000. The whole do-it-yourselfer movement out here in the wild, wild west is alive and well, and I aim to join it as much as possible. But I have a roughly 700 square foot backyard, and so actually it might be larger than that. I mean, it could be as deep as my apartment is long, so who knows? But the point is, I have this giant backyard that I don't use for much, and I was like, well, I could put up a little solar farm. And I was thinking about getting a couple of those larger scale panels, and making a little, let's just say, making them the sidewall of an imaginary gazebo. And my apartment faces south. And so I'm in the ideal position for this kind of thing. And they don't really regulate much about what we do in the backyards, as long as they don't have them airlift in a tough shed. They don't want. They actually explicitly told me they did not want me doing that. They're like, I said, so can I have a shed in my backyard? And they're like, define shed. And that's when I realized I was on dangerous ground, so I kind of dropped it. Because they're like, yeah, we just don't want people building tough sheds in their backyard and expanding the square footage of their apartment. And I'm like, yeah, God forbid people do whatever they want with the space they pay for in this country. Not on my property, not in my backyard. They put out a as part of the intermittent newsletter, quarterly, if you will, that they stick on our doors. They were reminding everybody that patios are merely to exist in this place, and that you're not allowed to have furniture, barbecue grills, or any kind of storage whatsoever on your patio. You can have plants. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've heard the excuse, oh, it's a fire hazard, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. So I've moved everything onto the lawn, which they don't choose to regulate. Yeah, one of the guys that lives in the apartment that I always pass by when I leave, there's this Latino gentleman who is always out in his backyard barbecuing. And so what he's done is, when he's not actively grilling, he just puts his charcoal grill in his living room.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, they haven't said much about that. He just keeps it inside, so it's not on his patio. He's obeying the letter, if not the spirit, of the law. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that over the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my lord.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the return of any webcomics or posting of any additional animations and such, I need to get on the other side of this tunnel of greatness here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before I even contemplate the return of any projects that would be considered ancillary moneymakers and or funtime happiness.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the tall and short of it. Shadows Mist and I continue to broadcast Blue Mondays, where we've been, and I showed up an hour and a half late this week because I got my sleep schedule turned completely upside down over the weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought to myself, yeah, I could totally take like a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day and then go out and work and then do the stream and then go back out and work again, and then that did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like I slept almost until stream, and then I was just like laying on the floor of my shower in misery.
Yeah. Yep.
Letting the hot water run upon my face.
Mm-hmm.
But I did show up. That's the important thing.
Yep.
I didn't let everybody down by being a loser and not showing up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is not criticizing anybody for extenuating circumstances like illness or technical failure or anything like that. This is literally because, man, do I have to? I manned up and did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I committed to doing, because I do actually get considerable enjoyment out of it. But like I said, with the current situation that I'm facing, I had to do some deep soul searching before I got on the air.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really have much to report. I've been working so much. I've been working 7 days a week lately. And so there's just
Mm-hmm.
haven't made any new friends, and I haven't taken on much in the way of new games or anything like that. I got Ant Station for my Atari VCS 800, so I can now stream retro games and arcade games off of their vast library of games for only $3.99 a month.
Oh, and
What's that, Adam?
and stream. I thought you said and station.
No, Ant Stream. Did I say Ant Station? I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
I plead the fifth.
Constitution doesn't exist anymore.
That's right. It is now bumfodden in the gilded toilet next to the Oval Office.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess we can't have a post-inauguration podcast without at least saying something about the travesty that is.
Fuck the Orange Madness.
Careful now, you might get us an FCC violation, even though the FCC doesn't regulate podcasts on the internet.
They can eat my ass.
At this point, I'm basically in a don't give a you know what mode. I don't want to. Is it okay if I curse right now?
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
Fuck.
Yeah. I'm in basically a case of I'm in basically in a don't give a fuck mode.
Yeah.
Like, I did my job. I voted. I I knew it was gonna happen. I did my job. It's like I don't give a fuck what happens because I knew everything's gonna happen, and well, at this point, it's just a case of ride it out, live life as best possible. Because it's
Personally,
like
I'm enjoying all the real time FAFO.
fuck around and find out. Yes.
Yep.
Like, it's only been 3 days, and so many people have just been gobsmacked by Trump.
He wasn't kidding.
The
I thought he was
lepers
kidding.
are
I thought
eating
he
the
was gonna save- He was
faces.
gonna spare me. Yeah.
God,
It turns out loyalty doesn't mean shit to this man. Surprise, surprise.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yep. Everybody's gonna get a pair of scissors in the back this time. Everybody is, except us who actually did our job and knew this was going to happen. But if you voted for Trump and you voted for this, you're getting the scissors in the back, friend. Enjoy.
well, I'm like, it's only been what, 3 days?
3 days. Yeah.
Hell of a decade
this type
it's
of
been,
shit-
lads.
Hell,
Yes.
this shit started even before he walked in the door.
I'm aware.
This is gonna be a long, at least 2 years until 2027, when Dems could potentially win back the House if people actually wake up and smell the coffee. But at maximum, this is what we're doing until January 2029, boys.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll see if Trump lasts that long.
Yeah,
'Cause,
true. There's that too. But I mean, but even if Trump croaks and it's Vance in the chair, nothing's gonna change.
Well,
that's-
at least.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. Like, Vance can't get away with what Trump's doing. Nobody can get away
I
with
mean,
Trump.
when it comes to the ballot box, yeah. But what I mean,
No.
while in power and control.
No, there's
I think so.
there's something very unique about Donald Trump, and this is something that a lot of MAGA Republicans have learned the hard way, both at the ballot box and in office, and that is every time they try the same shenanigans that he pulls, they get instantly pilloried.
Yeah. Like,
Well, I mean, look, I'm at the point where I'm gonna wait and see, because you may say that, you may really say that, but
I'm not
mean,
saying that.
Furthermore, J.D. Vance may be a weirdo, but he's not a narcissist.
Yes.
Yeah, but he is a Republican. And
Yeah,
again,
but this whole
90 to 95% of Trump's shit is something that any Republican would be doing right now.
No.
Like, Project 2025 wasn't explicitly Trump. It was for any conservative worth a damn.
Yeah, but the thing is, most of the conservatives worth a damn weren't really on board with all of that stuff to begin with.
Yeah.
Adam speak.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Project 2025 is an utterly incoherent ideological mess, because it is this unholy fusion of libertarianism and authoritarianism. These are two ideologies, while maybe on the same political spectrum in terms of the right wing, that kind of deal. They're like in different fucking directions in terms of aim.
They're almost mutually exclusive.
Yes. Like, you want to cripple the state, but you also want to use the state to cripple your enemies. Not how that works.
Correct.
Okay. What I'm trying to get at is that, yes, I do think that if it is Vance in the chair and he does pull the shit, he's going to get pushback. But that's not to say that he's not going to try and do it anyway. Is what I'm saying. In terms of the pushback, yeah, he'll get pushback, and they'll definitely get shellacked in the election harder because he's not Trump.
Listen. My friend Dan put it very simply. He said J.D. Vance is nowhere near the threat level midnight that Donald Trump is, because he's just riding the tiger's tail.
I mean, true, but I mean that you say that, but it's one thing to be the second banana. I mean, if he gets power, who knows? Who knows?
Well, here's the thing. No, but like, this is going to be a weird sentence at the outset, but I can explain. Trump
Okay.
is the Republican Obama. Like, because
I mean, that's not controversial. You know what? I'll go ahead and say that's not controversial.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
let me finish. In that Trump is a once in a generation phenomenon. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
in terms of charisma, oration, all of those particular tools, and you just cannot replicate it. Obama,
Many have tried and failed in his wake.
yes, especially on the Republican side.
The closest might be Reagan.
Yep. Reagan was very different.
He's a different kind, but similar, like, basic outline, just different take.
Right.
Yeah.
But the point,
Reagan had more meat to his bones than Trump does.
The point is, Vance, Johnson, like, there is no Republican that contains Trump's carnival barker charisma that would hold on to his cult. See, one of the things that's making this current era so chilling is all of the, let's say, self-censorship that's going on right now. Because, like, the news media is not just complicit, they're afraid. I'm like, so many people are afraid.
Yeah.
And
well,
this is
because they know that the lunatic is running the asylum right now.
Yeah.
And they don't know. This is the thing. J.D. Vance is predictable. We watched him as a senator. Okay, he's entirely predictable and banal. It's not that he can't do harm. It's that he's not competent enough to be able to fully execute this plan. Whereas Donald Trump is insane enough to actually try it. All of it.
Yeah. It's also, Trump, Vance isn't going to command the MAGA cult like Trump does.
Yeah.
They don't recognize themselves as Republicans. They recommend themselves as Trump fans.
It's one of the big questions of what happens to the Republican Party after Trump dies, because there's nobody to replace them.
I mean, look, what my whole point is about, it's about the period in between something happening, Vance taking over, and then eventually there being a moment of accountability, whether that's internally via Republicans waking up and realizing, oh no, what the heck are we going to do? Or via the ballot box when voters are going to go, yep, we're done.
I'm just telling you right now. Look, J.D. Vance is not Spiro Agnew. He's Gerald Ford.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
that's the comparison you want.
Honestly, if I think about it, it's not necessarily him, Vance, that I'm worried about. It's other people in their administration that Trump's put up.
But who cares? But who cares about them? But who cares about them? If Trump is not there to execute on their dark whimsy, then J.D. Vance is not going to be their puppet successor. He's just not going to do the shit that they. First of all, he personally is not beholden to them the way Donald Trump is, and second of all, he has not a hope in hell of getting reelected.
It's kind of like do you know how many Republicans every year run on Reagan's like type plans, but just get laughed out because they're not Reagan?
Right.
Yeah. Well, but look, I mean, what this election did to me.
We're not trying to dump on you or anything like that.
I know.
Yeah.
Look,
I just want to make sure that it's clear.
The basis of my beliefs right now is basically I don't trust the American electorate.
No one does.
Don't. I just don't, because the reason that this man is in office is because of a lot of voters being stupid, and we always have that pretty much every generation at this point. We had it in 2000, we had it in 2016, and now we have it here. it's like I just don't trust that there's going to be enough of a realization that they fucked up to turn back, unless there's a qualification like,
It's going to be lead
the
to a
Democrat
mass
has to be like
die-off.
this, like the Democrat has to be like this, or the Democrat has to be like that. I don't trust.
I'm not
I
sure.
wanna
I
see
agree with
I think the turnout for the 2028 election is going to be very, very low. But again, if something happens to Donald Trump and he's not there to lead the charge, either to try to violate the Constitution and run for an illegal third term, or
Tell them who to vote for.
lead whoever his chosen successor is to victory. I think the turnout is going to be very, very low because there's nobody on either side that anybody's particularly excited about. There's no Obama who's eligible to run for president in 2028.
Like, guys,
Anyway.
it is so fucking useless to speculate on 2028, given that it's 4 very long years away.
I know.
Mhm.
Look, I know that fact. It's just
That
I
being-
just
but I mean
just as well.
but I'm just saying, if something happens to Trump and Vance becomes president, then I mean it's kind of a question mark, but it's also kind of a sigh of relief because it's like, okay, well,
Okay,
the worst
I
has
will only sign
the worst
relief. I will only sign relief is that people actively. The first thing that would give me relief is that if shit goes down within at least the next within the next year and a half, that in 2026 people will go out and put Democrats back in the House.
Mhm.
That would give me relief because
Or
it's
if-
only a 5-seat majority they got.
I mean, realistically speaking, though, if you really want to have a permanent Democratic majority in the House, then what we need to do is some massive social. What we need to do is some massive social engineering project where we get some liberal-minded billionaires to move, 3 million people into the flyover states.
I mean, look, we don't even do that. I'm not asking for a permanent majority. I'm just asking for a majority here in 27. That's it. That's the only way that would get relief.
Like, I would ditch any notions of any sort of permanent majority. That being
I'm
said,
not calling that. I'm not calling for a permanent majority.
That's what we're saying. Do you understand hyperbole, right? You guys do understand that was my point, was that unless you're planning on getting some hegemony of billionaires together to move 3 million people into the right districts and flyover states, you're never going to get anything more than a simple majority.
All I want is a simple majority. Shoot. We can do things with simple majorities.
I could do with a significantly less aggressive Senate map as well.
I'm only focusing on the House because that's the easiest one.
Because a simple majority in the Senate does us no good.
Right.
It does nobody any good. Neither side it does. I mean, it's 53-47 right now, and they can't do diddly shit.
I mean, they've gotten some stuff done, but
but Kevin, the majority of the stuff that wasn't watered down on either side, with these slim majorities.
I understand.
Can I finish my sentence, please?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you. The only major things that they've been able to do is either by slipping it into the defense authorization bills or through reconciliation. So they got 4 shots to get major things done with a slim majority in the Senate.
Yeah. Through
reconciliation or by slipping it into a larger omnibus bill that is a must pass. We have no choice or we all die.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm eternally frustrated by this, and start thinking crazy stuff like, well, what kind of social engineering project could we do to really change the demographic there? But anyway, Adam,
sorry.
What else you got?
No, I mean, let me just end it by just saying that I understand the Senate is a freaking mess. Although honestly, maybe if the next Democratic majority won't have a Manchin plus cinema problem,
Well, it's
Perhaps we
just
could actually get things done with that 51 next time instead of what we had now. But, well, that's a bridge we'll cross to if we ever get to build that bridge. I'm only focusing on the House and getting a majority in the House because that's the one that at least we have a chance of doing.
for the last for the last 2 years of Trump won, we had a respectable majority in the House with the Democrats, and 400 bills went to the Senate to die.
I mean, look, what I'm saying is that this has, considering the Senate maps, it has to be a long-term building project here. I completely understand that. It's just, I just want to have a chamber to build off of, or at least to have a chamber just to say that, hey, voters are at least getting the idea of what's going on here and are not really for it anymore.
I wish I could say that having the House mattered in that way. Not that it doesn't matter, it's that it doesn't matter in that way. Because we had the House for 2 years under Trump, and 400 bills went to the Senate to die ignominiously. And the voters did not wake up to anything.
I mean,
the only reason that they overwhelmingly voted for Biden and gave us a slim Democratic majority in the Senate was because they were so upset with Donald Trump. They were so upset with Donald Trump that it motivated the dead-ass never voters to come out and vote against him for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I mean, look, if shit goes
And those
down in the next 2 to 4 years,
those dead-ass voters didn't show up for Kamala, did they?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't, because they have to, they have to feel the full force again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if shit goes down and they feel this, are they going to vote against Trump or whomever? That's all I want to know. Because
I just wish this wasn't.
I feel it.
I just wish this wasn't so predictable. I just we have a more favorable Senate map coming up at the midterms than we did this particular election, but it's a razor thin effort.
Yeah.
Because it counts on there being enough damage done to people in like Pennsylvania and Ohio for them to go back the other way.
Yeah.
And it was not a razor thin majority that put Trump in the column in Pennsylvania this time. It was 53-47.
Yeah.
6 points is not a minor spread.
Yeah, and it had a lot to do with, and it also had a lot to do with the fact that a lot of voters stayed home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a case of people have to feel the pain and people have to realize, oh shit, he wasn't joking. I just have to see it, is all. At the end of the day, I just want to see it because I don't trust it'll happen.
Yeah, you're putting a lot on the shoulders of armpit braiding navel gazers.
I know. I just want to see it before I can trust that we can get out of this. Before anybody says that, I just want to see it.
It's a lot of bonus for people who.
I'm asking a lot. I know that. I'm not putting. This is not about faith. I don't have faith in it.
Yeah.
If you're wondering if this is me saying that I believe this will happen and I'll have faith it'll happen, I don't. 2024 broke me in terms of that. I'll tell you that right now.
These are the kinds of people that say I have the right not to vote. Even if you were standing there outside the ballot. Even if you were standing there outside their house, even if they were sitting there in their own house with the pollsters holding a pair of pliers to their fingernail, they wouldn't vote.
Yeah, I mean, people got to feel the pain. People have to feel pain. People have to, fuck around and find out. And
anyway.
It sucks, but it is what it is. Anyhow.
So anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on to other things.
Yes, let's do that, please.
I'm Adam. I'm gonna put the onus on you to steer us in a different direction.
All right.
Yeah, let's
I
do
guess we
entertainment
can-
here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose leading off things this week is Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Has
Yeah,
been
we have a
officially
date.
announced. Yeah. It is coming March 19th, 2027. And they have revealed the logo.
Yep.
The 4 is very pink. That indicates
Mhm.
that Amy Rose will be the Sonic friend focused on this one. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be Sonic and Amy and wherever they are. Like we don't know exactly where they are in terms of like time or whatever. But I'm pretty damn certain that Amy is not going to be the only special guest that we're going to have.
possibly, but I'm just going off of what the logo implies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, typically
Um,
Amy begets Metal Sonic as well, so
Yeah.
I've heard the speculation there. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess if we are doing Amy's introduction from
Mhm.
Sonic CD, that's true.
Yeah.
It does allow the question if we're getting a quote unquote classic Amy or Dreamcast Amy. Because if we get
modern Amy, yeah.
like it's like my concern is if we're going to get mid 2000s Amy, the one that was eternally Sonic crazy and just
The one who would
so
probably
obnoxious.
be arrested if she was a person.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
She
I doubt
probably
it.
did need to go to prison, especially like around the time of Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, there were a lot of like crazy stalker, you should be in jail if you were a person craziness.
Yeah, I mean her shtick in general was getting old by then. They thankfully dialed it back.
Yeah.
The past 15 or so years.
Not
But,
only
I mean,
like in the new stuff, but I guess the retcons for Generations, they dialed her back significantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really gonna depend on where exactly Sonic and Amy are, because I mean, the end of Sonic. I mean, the tease at the end of 3. I mean, it's gonna really depend on what exactly
Spoiler
the
alert.
world is, and yeah,
It's not okay. If we're going full Sonic CD here, then the question is not where. The question is
it's
when.
when. Yeah, I was actually
Because-
going to say it's gonna really depend on if this is indeed time travel that we're dealing with here.
Yeah. Because Sonic CD dealt with time travel.
Mm-hmm.
I also wonder if that also means if they're going to introduce Tiny Planet or
Indeed.
whatever they called it. So,
Oh my god. So they're actually following the timeline of the games?
Not
That's
really.
what it is? In the
I mean,
films?
they're inspired by it.
I
They're
haven't
not,
seen, I
because
haven't seen any of
Shadow's
it.
already shown up, and that was way after
Sh-
Amy. But
Yeah. The best you could say is that they're getting inspirations for the games. They're not It's not copy paste
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Because
They're
if
getting
it was
inspiration.
by the games, Amy would have showed up before Shadow, helped before Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Before Knuckles. She's before Knuckles, but after Tails. Sonic
Mhm.
CD was
Sonic
CD was released in between Sonic 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sonic Tails appeared in Sonic 2 first.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
I can never
and then
forget which order that
Amy-
was.
Yeah, and then Sonic CD, as Adam pointed out, came out between Sonic 2 and 3, and then 3 came out, and then they made the add-on Sonic and Knuckles, which was made for 3, but could also be corrupted to work with 2.
It wasn't corrupted. Like, But also
Yanking
they
the,
wouldn't have
yanking the cartridge out while the machine is on is definitely not a factory recommended operation.
no, but Sonic 2 and Knuckles is absolutely a thing.
Yeah.
Sonic
Mhm.
1 and Knuckles isn't a thing.
Ah,
Yeah.
Also, they wouldn't have flat out skipped Sonic Adventure 1 because
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was all about Shadow and his backstory.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I mean, granted, not a whole lot happened in SA1.
that's actually not true if you're a Knuckles fan. Like
Mhm.
honestly, Sonic Adventure 1 is where the most happened to Knuckles.
Yeah.
In terms of the mainline titles. I mean,
Uh-huh.
yes, there's the Sonic and what was the RPG?
Which
By
one?
BioWare.
The BioWare
Uh,
Sonic Chronicles.
Yeah, Sonic Chronicles. Like I know that dealt with the echidnas, but
Right.
that has the whole Ken Penders cloud on it.
Mhm.
Let's just
Fine.
oh Lord.
Yeah.
The less said
Moving
about
on.
that, the better.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
God.
Mm.
Hey, yeah, don't make me say something controversial about Knuckles Chaotix
Yeah.
and the plethora of characters they introduced in that game.
What, like
I'm like,
2 or 3? Oh no, wait. KX had the whole Chaotix team.
Yeah.
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 And
A
did
couple of
literally
whom did
nothing
already
until
exist,
Heroes.
but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, let me see.
That and maybe that game about the hummingbird are the only reasons to have a 32X.
And one of those is
I had
iffy.
okay.
Huh?
I had a 32X and Knuckles Chaotix. Knuckles Chaotix is bad.
It is not a good game.
Mhm.
No, it is not.
Yeah,
But it's
and I
hilarious.
had,
It's hilarious when you're, stoned and you start flinging yourself across the map.
yeah, like you just use Charmy the Bee.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
The hummingbird game is called Colibri, by the way.
Mm.
I'm aware. Like,
Mhm.
I wasn't saying that for your benefit. I was saying it for the benefit of any potential listeners out there.
true enough. I'm like,
I knew the name of it. I was just being sarcastic by saying, that game with the bird.
right.
Although they did have a pretty definitive console version of Starfleet Academy, and Star Wars Arcade was all right.
Mm.
Mhm.
Shadow Squadron was a better one of those than Star Wars Arcade, though.
Eh.
I'm not saying it was worth owning the console or anything. Honestly,
Well, I mean, if you paid $29 like I did at Toys R Us, it wasn't so bad of an investment.
I suppose.
And the fact that I pulled the skirt off of it and made it work with my CDX.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing that they swore up and down couldn't possibly happen. And I said, is there an architectural difference between the CDX and the combined units? And they're like,
Mhm.
but it no worky because of skirty. And I'm like, skirty, come off. And they're all like,
Mhm.
so. So I have a portable 32X.
mm,
If you count, toting around 2 giant wall warts, portable.
right.
Mhm.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Let me see here. Netflix announced record subscriptions, and also their prices are going up.
Oh, what a surprise!
Again.
Yep.
Well, then again, Netflix is about to go delving deeper into sports, so that's not a surprise they're doing the price jacking up.
Yeah.
Yep. Like,
It starts with the NFL and WWE. It's probably going to go bigger over time.
well, didn't they get like? I think they just got women's soccer.
Yeah, they got. I think they got. No, they got. Yeah, they got the FIFA Women's World Cup. Yeah, they got that, and I would say probably if they're still together, in a couple years, watch for them to possibly compete with Comcast for the Olympics.
Well, I mean, the Olympics have been on NBC for like 30 years at this point.
Since I think that since 1990, I think 90 since I think it was Seoul 88. I think it was I think it was 88, either 88 or 92. But yeah, the contract, the current one is up in 2032, and it's probably going to come up for bids in about a year or two or three. So
Right.
I would suggest that I would suggest you watch for the potential they might try to compete with Comcast, steal the Olympics for a worldwide situation, which would be fun to see. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be. Yeah, I would expect Netflix to possibly go after that because they've finally realized, hey, we need to go into sports. We need to go deep into it.
Yeah.
Because
anyway,
sports is basically the last reliable thing. So, anyway,
so moving on, an update on the South Park streaming rights lawsuit.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, let's see. There was a summary judgment.
Actually, no. What happened was that it was put up to a judge. I think it was Paramount who asked for summary judgment, and the judge said no, rejected that motion, and so Paramount versus Warner Brothers is going to trial.
Right. More to the point, at least the immediate point, the ruling is going to open the door to discovery.
Yep.
And we're not talking about the company.
Nope, we're not.
Nope. We are going we might be getting a lot of the black box info here.
Probably. Yep, most likely.
Metrics, viewership data,
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff.
And also possibly communications involving this discussion of, the deal involving the streaming overall. So, messages, communications.
What a time for Paramount to be in the middle of a messy merger.
Yeah, that's another thing too. They might have new ownership. They might have new leadership in a couple months, and I really do wonder if this actually does go to trial, and if the new management decides to go, nope, clean this up, clean it up, shut this down however you can, settle. Like,
well, here's the thing. I don't think Warner Brothers Discovery wants to settle.
I don't know. No, I don't think so either. Obviously, but that's not to say that Paramount's going to ask, "Hey, can we settle?" And they're going to no.
The broom closets are going to be flung open. The skeletons are coming out of their coffins.
The
bodies will be unburied.
Yep. And all over South Park, like it's a series that really hasn't had the level of that really doesn't deserve this level of intensity and has it for like a decade plus. Like,
I mean, at this point, Trey
it's
Parker and
crazy.
Matt Stone are just going through the motions. Like, they literally
Yes.
said, we'll keep doing
Yes.
this as long as the check's clear.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like
Talk about phoning it in,
entire
right?
legal- yeah, phoning it in. It's like an entire major legal tussle between two studios over zombie South Park. I guess we could call this now. Yeah.
And I think that'll about wrap it up for entertainment news. Look, it's been thin this week because just all the news,
Ain't got no
all the
gas.
time has
Yeah.
just been fucking Trump.
Yeah, and
God.
we don't want to overwhelm that. And yeah, the best thing to do is to not overwhelm yourself with it because
Yeah,
it
God
will
for-
make you lose your mind.
And on top of that, it's feeding the narcissistic beast.
Yes, exactly.
It's not even that I want to deal with that. It's just, even though everybody swore that they wouldn't do it, they still fucking do it and share the articles, the news, the tweets, the everything about him. Every moment of every fucking day.
Yeah.
It's like, goddamn.
Yeah.
It's like, take a breath, go outside, cut trash, as they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I'm honestly getting annoyed by just
Mm-hmm.
everything Trump all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
I hated this 4 years ago. I hate it now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah. Anyway.
It's exhausting. It's utterly exhausting.
Yes.
I mean, it's funny because I've managed to avoid. I mean, I don't watch a single second of cable news, and I haven't for almost like 5-6 years now. So it's more easier for me.
It's not even watching cable news. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
I mean,
all
every
of the
single. I mean,
all
a
the
lot of this. Mm-hmm.
all it's like all the news people, all they want to talk about is, the latest evil thing he's doing.
Yeah. Which
Well-
a lot of this stuff was telegraphed long before he took office, so it should not be a surprise to anybody.
It's also
And more to-
this is one of his tactics called flood the zone with shit.
Well, yep, flood the zone with bullshit.
Yeah.
Steve Bannon production.
Well, and on top of that, as you said earlier, Adam, they're scared. And you're seeing this. What was that article heading that I read to you earlier on? I said I don't have it in here. There's the media bosses are telling everybody to dial it back, to dial back the rhetoric, and give Trump a pass, basically, because news is a business and it shouldn't be.
Yep. Or I mean, it can still be a business. It's just the business people that are in charge are fucking stupid.
Okay. Let's talk about that for a minute because it's something I want to address. Because what the major news orgs are doing right now is bad business.
Yes. Yes.
It's like they think it's good business because they're scared of reprisals, repercussions, that sort of thing. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Who is the audience of for MSNBC, CNN, the Washington Post, the New York Times?
Right.
It wasn't MAGA.
No,
it was
not
center to center left people who believed in institutions, believe they bought into the whole democracy dies in darkness tagline that the WAPO had during Trump won.
Yeah.
And now all of these news orgs have burned that.
Yeah.
And now what? And now what? Who are they going to aim for? Well, the answer apparently is, like the Washington Post brass wants to aim towards Trump voters. Okay.
Have fun with that.
There is literally no audience for Diet Fox News, Diet Breitbart. diet
No, they're
all
gonna go.
right-wing media. Because you know
They're gonna
what?
go for the real thing.
Yeah, right-wing media has plenty of its own options.
Yes.
And
You
they
got
hate
Fox.
you.
Yeah. They got Fox. They got conservative talk radio. They
Yeah.
got Breitbart and all the other internet media outlets.
Yeah,
They got social media. They got all that shit.
They got Joe Rogan,
Yes.
et cetera, et cetera. It's like that is an audience that is well fed, has been well fed for decades for a lot of reasons. But
They
it's
have
like
an entire ecosystem that they built on the side that's now firmly strong and established, and you are not going to be able to beat that, no matter how much you try. Hell, we liberals tried multiple times. We failed. So will you.
Well, it's because there's no money in it.
Right, exactly.
Because liberal leftist tends to be a lot more anti-corporate, therefore anti-commercial, and therefore there's no money in supporting a vast left-wing ecosystem. It's also because the left wing gets along with itself a lot less than the right wing. Like, I'm not saying that there aren't big fissures in the right wing, but leftists are pretty fucking infamous for collapsing, splintering, and hating each other.
Although I will say that there have been attempts to create commercial liberal media, right? It's just, it hasn't gone anywhere because it's mostly been on, 2-bit crap AM stations or frequencies that have shit signals in terms of radio, or in terms of everything else. They decide to go free speech TV. Free Speech TV. Oh, no. What you should be thinking is 2 words: Air America. Okay,
I'm aware of Air America.
That's what I meant by shit signals and stuff like that. That's what the cause of that was.
Right.
But what I'm getting at is that there have been attempts at commercial liberal media. It's just that eventually, over time, they implode or they go onto the T and decide to kick it to the left. The far left. Hi, Young Turks. So,
it's also it's also the far left responding time. Like, here's the thing: Biden was our most leftist president we've ever had. He so many left agenda policy wins.
Yes.
Nobody fucking reported it. Nobody fucking cared, and the left hated him for it because they let perfect be the enemy of good, or they decided to go single issue, and kept changing the fucking issue.
Right, exactly. And Kamala was going to be just to the left as Biden, and they shit on her too. So
so what's going to happen? I will tell you what's going to happen next election cycle. Hell, it was already happening during the Kamala Harris campaign. These leftists aren't going to be given the time of the goddamn day. It was epitomized at the DNC, where they were shitting on Dems left, right, and center. They were fucking putting worms in their meals, and they still fucking demanded having one of their speakers at the conference.
Yeah, get us on the stage. Get us on the stage.
Why they got denied. You acted like fucking children. And you got treated as such.
They basically tried to be the left wing version of the Freedom Caucus, but lacked the cohesion necessary to pull it off.
Yes.
Basically, yes.
And it was beyond. It wasn't even annoying like the Freedom Caucus. It was sad to watch. Really.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was funny.
Yes,
it was
because-
actually kind of funny, honestly.
The Free Palestine movement. What the fuck did you do? You fucking doomed them.
Yeah.
Because you fucking helped Trump.
They're all going to fucking die because of Trump now.
Yeah. Miss me with
Yeah,
this
and
shit.
Moving on, please.
It's the self-actualizing, moralizing that pisses me off.
I'll tell you what. I mean, it does my heart good to hear you say that, because I was afraid I was going to be the one to go off on a tangent about the terminally online leftists.
I've been going off on them for fucking years because
I
they're
know.
so fucking stupid that they hurt their own fucking causes. They cause their own destruction, and they don't even fucking realize it.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that this
I am Ozymandias. Look upon what I have wrought and weep.
And the worst of, and remember, this is not the first time. They have been doing this for, God, at least since I was 9 years old, right? Since 99, 2000. Like, this is not new. It just morphs and mutates every generation with new players, new issues to be upset about, and, new justification for grievance.
Well, it's like I said, it's as I have maintained for many years on this show that the far left, and there are no real far left politicians, but the far left electorate in this country is truly the tale of Ozymandias, which is, look upon these works and weep, they and all there is empty desert past the sign,
Yeah.
It's
And
really
just-
that
and then,
it really is an apropos. It really is an apropos comparison.
And it just, although I don't even know if it's even that. It's like they just show up and go nuts and whatnot for how many months of a campaign every 4 years, and then after the election they just go. And so, like 3.5, 4 years later, when it's time to do election again, it's like, oh, what are we upset about now?
Well, that and falling for the Jill Stein grift.
Which is what I'm talking about. It's every 4 years.
Even her kids begged her not to run.
But there's the money. It's all about the money.
Yeah. Oh, well, if we could just get a greenie or a libertarian into office, it'll make all the difference in the world. How?
You're wasting your vote.
Yeah. Now we got the molester fascist and the brainworms
Convicted felon.
I was couching my terminology because I didn't want an ABC settlement off of this podcast. I don't have that kind of money for using the R word against you know who.
Right.
We can legally say convicted felon though now, because that is an actual thing.
Yes.
Something he can't pardon himself for to his eternal chagrin.
He cannot take it off the books no matter how much he wants to.
We got all of the carpetbaggers. I got blocked by Rand Paul for calling him a carpetbagger on Twitter. I got blocked by Rand Paul on Twitter for calling him that.
You a relative random nobody from Arizona. You want to talk about Snowflake? There's Rand.
That was the fun part. Yeah. Somebody got real upset that I used the term carpetbagger. And I'm like, well, go ahead and clutch your pearl necklace. And yes, I know exactly what that term really means. What with you gargling on his chode?
I just also want to say that, if people who want to be for Greens or whatever, if you really want power, you got to get someone into office on the state and local level first. You don't even want to do that.
I've been saying that on this show for a decade and a half. It's a bottom up, not a top down proposition, kids.
Yes,
You know?
just to make it clear, this is only an American phenomenon when it comes to the Green Party. Like, the Green parties across the world, they're in office. Some countries aren't even governing.
Right, because under
Right?
parliamentarian
Because they actually are
systems,
serious.
yeah, well,
Well,
no,
not even
it's not even
parliamentarian serious.
under parliamentarian systems. You have coalitions,
Right.
whereas
Well,
under whatever the fuck we call our system,
well,
First past
I
the
will just
post.
note. Right.
first past the
I mean,
post, yeah.
yeah, first past the post, but there's still, even in first past the post countries, like there is Greens have gotten elected in the UK and other places, even in first past the post systems. So it's like, in the presidential side of things, yeah, there's no chance in hell of that happening. But like in terms of like state
I'm
legislatures,
talking about and
states,
Adam, I'm talking about after the ballot box. Once there, because parliamentarian system has nothing to do with the election process. It has to
right,
do with the organization of government after they get into office.
right.
Yeah,
So do we call ourselves Republican democracy? What the hell do we
That's
call
probably
ourselves?
I mean, that's the technical term to use. I think. I'd
Yeah.
say technical, hardest possible way.
Are there any other examples in the world of what we do? Because the rest of the world looks
Yeah,
at us
not
like
really.
the rest of the world looks like we got a goiter sprouting out of our head.
Well,
No,
most of the rest of the world is much smaller countries,
Right.
and also they're countries that are just one country and not 50 partially separate countries wearing one big federal overcoat.
Or they're
I mean-
communistic, authoritarian, whatever
And are
the fuck.
also smaller, yes.
Yeah. Like
Well,
there are other
China is not smaller. They're 5 times our population.
there are other countries that have like state, local,
Well, you know
legislative type
what kind of
situations.
government China has. It has a one party.
Right.
Yeah, but they fall under the communistic authoritarian
Right.
regime
Right.
that I was
like-
that I was referencing.
Yeah, but my point is that if you really really want to be serious about it, it's like get elected in the state and local level because federally you're barred. You got a brick wall in the federal level. That's just the way it is. On
Yeah,
the state level, local level though, you could easily have a chance. You could easily, if you get someone who is fucking serious, who is someone who actually wants to do shit, who doesn't say a lot of wild and crazy shit, and also isn't possibly a traitor, and so on and so forth. But you just don't want to do that because you can't. Because you don't want to.
People forget this, and probably this amnesia allows them to sleep at night. But Kirsten Sinema used to be Green Party when she was a state senator here in Arizona.
That's the most fucking craziest part of her whole damn story. That you go from the Green Party to the completely polar opposite.
Well,
that you walked out of the Capitol after quitting, talking about the fact that you stopped progress.
Well,
I don't think going to the party where you feel like you're getting treated best is that weird. I question whether that's accurate, but I assume that's what she thinks she was doing.
You know what the thing is that they offered her Dr. Scholl's and her jackboots when she turned on everybody.
Yeah.
And she found them to be very comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically. Just waiting for her to get a K Street job at this point.
Yeah.
I do feel like a significant chunk of the problem is that we have a system that's designed to work fairly slowly to prevent bad change from getting too far too fast. And we have one group of people who want to keep that system, and then one group of people who want to destroy that system so that they can go further and faster. And then amongst this, we have a general deficit of attention span that has resulted in people not having the appetite or understanding for the slower change that the system is designed for, so that breaking the system to be more effective seems more attractive, but they don't recognize that if you make a system where things can be changed quickly for the better, they can also be changed quickly for the worse. If you have an enlightened dictator, you can have a good few years for the duration of the enlightened dictator. But then there's no guarantee that the replacement dictators will continue to be enlightened, and it's almost certain that they won't, because that kind of power structure is very attractive to people who want to take advantage of things for their own purposes.
Yeah.
Right.
And also,
Well,
if the United States is going to be not even the most powerful country, but a powerful country in the world, it is important to be perceived as stable. And if you make it so that everything gets changed, it gets reversed every 4 years or whatever, it's not going to be seen as stable.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, you don't have to worry about cinema's future employment. I'm sure that punditry job will be open as she is the, she falls into the category of she falls into the category of most attractive former senators under 100 years of age.
I mean, I'm just thinking she's going to be a lobbyist. I don't know if she'll be a pundit exactly. She seems more of a kind of woman that would go into lobbying rather than punditry. But I could be wrong on that.
Well, I was being salty and nasty about.
I mean, come on.
At least she still has it. I was given the. Well, she still has her looks, so she could get on TV. That kind of thing.
I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if she showed up on CNBC to talk shit in a couple months.
Yeah.
She'd be a punditry on the business news.
Just to air out the grievances. That she was wronged, and how dare the Democrats and
blah 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 blah.
Her and Tulsi Gabbard and all those other traitors.
Yeah. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, we should probably wrap it up for the week here.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So let me bring up the list here. So assuming knocking on whatever surfaces that qualify as wood. Let's see. I got to get down the list here. Let's see. So January 29th, we're supposed to have Tyler Carpenter of The Draw and Talk. Adam, care to expand on that at all?
Yes. Award-winning cartoonist who likes to have a silly goose time and draw his ongoing series, The Girl with the Mega Fists. But we will be also talking about his Kickstarter that is going on with My Sexy Witch Academia, issues 1 through 3.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I'm like...
That's a loaded, that's a lot to unpack right there.
That's a title right there for you.
Here's the pitch line. Harriet Pope is a new wizard at Raven's Academy for Wizards and Witches. She also has a dark secret. She is the most powerful witch in the world, and she's being hunted. Look, I know we all hate Harry Potter lady now, but her influence casts a long shadow.
Yeah. Well, don't forget that Warner Brothers is going forward with their ill-conceived series reboot of Harry Potter. So,
yeah,
it's topical.
Look, this franchise still has fans. This franchise is still popular, whether we like it or not.
I think people
gotta
like
suck it out.
I mean, okay, to give you an example of how popular Harry Potter still is. Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game of 2023.
Oh my god!
And that means it beat out Call of Duty. You don't do that unless you're a fucking Rockstar game.
Nope.
That's what this thing did.
Yep, that's what that did.
It's funny that you bring up. It's funny that you bring up Rockstar because I've been watching nothing but Red Dead Redemption 2 poop videos. of people using mods to do horrible things. With what's the main character's name? Arthur.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know anything about Red Dead Redemption
yeah.
2.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know, doing quick draw mods and getting run over by trains and lassoing children.
Anyhow.
Doing all those lovely things that they do in Rockstar games.
Yeah.
They
Anyhow.
said it was basically GTA in the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
anyway.
Oh yeah. All right. So that's something to look forward to for next week, and hopefully I'll have a sound enough setup to be able to go through with it all without too much difficulty. I will keep everyone posted on Blue Sky, as I am not using the neo-Nazi app as much anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So until next time, I'm your host, Mac Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, kids.